Hi, I'm the lockpicking worm. Wait. Hi, I'm Drew from George4x4. Today, what I'd like to talk about is soft shackles. What we'll do is we'll talk briefly about what a soft shackle is, how it's made, how it compares to a conventional shackle or a steel shackle, what the differences are, what the strengths are, what the benefits are, what the drawbacks are, and how you can benefit from them. So first off, this is our product. This is a 15-ton George4x4 shackle. So this is what's called a diamond knot shackle. This is different from a button knot shackle where these two ends are tucked back in. This loop on this end loops around the neck here and constricts. And the idea is that the way this is designed, these two lines make it all the way out to here, and this length is exactly right to make sure that this knot stays exactly the same size, or exactly the size it's needed to go around the neck here. So when we connect this together, we pull this together, as we load this, what you'll see is that that neck sizes up just right and stays exactly how it's supposed to be. Now, there's a few things that differentiate our shackles from others. One is we give you different load ratings for different jobs. It's important to recognize that every job needs a different load rating and you need to make sure that you're using the right tool for the job at that time. This is a 15-ton shackle. So any recovery you do, what you want to do is you want to make sure you get a 2-to-1 safety rating. So this is good for winch pulls up to 7,500 kilos, or what's that, 16,000 pounds, something like that. And it's good for kinetic pulls up to 7 tons. This is a 2-ton steel shackle. 2-ton steel shackle. This is where it gets a little more confusing. Shackles are typically rated for lifting. What that means is that they're actually tested to twice their load rating before they go. So this has already been tested to 4 tons before I got it. And then on top of that, this was originally designed to survive 6 times this number. So 6 times 2, 12. It turns out this is only marginally less strong than this. So what are the differences? One is sinks in water. This doesn't sink in water. Both of them are load rated, obviously. That's important. So they've both got testing and validation for what they do. The load rating in this case means that it's safe for lifting things up to 2 tons. The load rating in this case means that you have a minimum braking strength of 15 tons, right? So this has a 50% chance of breaking it at 12 tons, say, academically. This, we guarantee not to break at 15, but it'll break it not too long after that. So this is another benefit of soft shackles. So 340 grams for a 12-ton steel shackle, 12-ton braking strain steel shackle. If we get this little fella and we get it up tight, hopefully we can get it on here without it unwrapping itself. See how we go. So we can see we've got 173 grams for something which has actually got a higher rating. Right? So half the weight, stronger. Now, when you're using these things, you should always inspect them, make sure that they're actually in good condition, all that sort of stuff. Once you use them, always make sure you open them up, get the sand and dirt out of them, anything like that if you've got that in them. Make sure you keep them nice and clean. When you're doing that sort of stuff as well, always inspect the shackle and the jacket. George4x4 shackles, we always make sure we put a wear sock on the throat here, so that it doesn't actually end up wearing out here. This is a big wear point. We also make sure we put a wear jacket on here. This won't stop this thing from being cut, but what it'll do is it'll give it a longer life. It'll make sure that it wears a lot harder. You'll get a longer life out of your product. Now, the main difference between soft shackles and hard shackles is these are bigger, these wrap around stuff. That makes them really convenient in certain circumstances. But in other circumstances, you can find that there are problems with these. One of the biggest single problems, and the main one you've got to be careful about, is don't use these on sharp steel edges. So if you want to wrap this around an axle or a bull bar or a side step, that's absolutely fine. These will work great at that, right? But some of the traditional load plates that you'll see, those have generally got quite a sharp laser cut eye on them, and they will cut these. Right, big benefits you'll see out of these. These little guys are super sensitive to side loading. So if you load this guy like this in a plate, you'll substantially reduce its load rating. If you load this little fella the same way, it'll just walk its way around until it's aligned with the load. It doesn't have a problem. Second, these things tend to bind on the pin. So it can be that what will happen is once you've conducted a recovery, this will be really hard to get off. That can be a pain sometimes. Other times it can mean your gear's trapped on somebody else's car. That's a problem too. These won't bind. In terms of, the big one that everybody thinks about, very important to me too, is safety. These have got a massive surface area and they're relatively light. So they will get slowed down in the air. They'll come out nice and soft and they won't be a threat to you. The steel shackles, not so much. Finally, each of these, we provide a load rating on them. So you want to make sure that anything you get has all your load rating data provided with you. So it's got batch numbers, it's got all that sort of stuff on it. Provides minimum braking strain, and we warrant this. So that's an important part of buying any soft shackle. And finally, and from my point of view, something that I view as very important as well, is these are Australian made. So we actually make these up in Acacia Ridge in Queensland. So if you want to come by and you want to visit us, you can see us make them. You can actually order them up special. And we make these in a range of sizes, like I was saying before. So we do products all the way down to, less than a ton. All of the way up to, I think our largest standard product is somewhere in the ballpark of 68 tons, and we use those for truck recoveries. So we can make a kit for you, and we'll tailor it for you to make sure that it does the job that you want, when you want it, and how you want it. Anyway, thanks very much for your time. Really appreciate it. I hope you have a great day.